Hello there, everybody there in YouTube land. This is Diablo Drago back again with a new video. Guess what? Since my channel has hit over 100 subscribers, I decided to do this special. I'm going to use source material from the My Hero Academia movie Two Heroes and infuse it with the what if Deku's father was all for one. Yeah, I'm doing this one first because it was my very first what if and a lot of you seem to really like it. So, yeah. Oh, and yeah, so let's get to it then. We begin with seeing All Might's past, how he and his friend David had started out with their hero life, and then he was woken up by Deku, who he brought along. Since Deku won the sports festival, he himself actually got an invitation. But, so he decided, since Deku got an invitation and could bring along anyone as his guest, Deku actually brought his father, aka All For One. All Might does not recognize All For One because All For One just changed his appearance. Mind that. And so yeah, All Might doesn't mind because he wanted to bring Deku along anyway because reasons. So anyway, they all head to Island. Really? A fortress? Yeah, it's pretty much a fortress. And it's a technology-moving island. Yeah, I'm not good at this, ain't I? Anyway, they meet up, they arrive, and All Might is swarmed by fans again. And Deku and his dad are just off to the side waiting for the commotion to stop. They later on meet up with Melissa, of course. And Deku is more confident, so he's not as Deku-ish when the girl starts touching him. And All For One is just chuckling a little. Because, yeah, Izuku isn't injured, so she doesn't really notice that. And, yeah, they meet up with David Shield, who is happy to see All Might again. And then they separate for a bit. All Might tells Deku to go on, and his father to go on their little tour, and Melissa decides to show them around. That's nice of her. Anyway, All For One is just so happy to see his son having a great time and kind of freaking out. Because, yeah, All For One isn't in the best of health. And Deku knows this, so they try not to strain him too much. So yeah. And Deku, having his fun time with Melissa, is overheard by Uraraka, Momo, and Jiro. And they are kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, jealous and or envious about what's going on with Deku and Melissa. And they end up being introduced to Deku's father. So, yeah. Because no one's ever really met him. No one in Class 1 has actually met him. So, yeah. Later on, they head to the cafe, and they're met by Denki and Mineta and Ida. And they are also surprised to see Deku's father coming around. Later on, they hear an explosion, and then they see that Bakugo and Kiyoshima are there. Yeah, I'm putting them for convenience of the actual plot of the movie, not for any specific reason other than that. So yeah. Deku is then being yelled at by Bakugo, but he's not as Deku-ish. Deku's more like, hey, you think you could do better than me, boy? I beat you whole ass up in the sports festival, so don't you forget it. So Deku decides to move on. Using his muscle-enhancing quirk and One For All, he's boosting himself at rapid speeds, and he clears the thing in 5 seconds flat. Number 1. Later on, they meet Todoroki, who also beat Bakugo's score. Really. So yeah. They later on walk around and do some more exploring. All For One is having a great time I'm with his son and seeing how his friends are like. He later on gets a call. Because All For One is the one who gave Wolfram those extra quirks. So he is in contact with him. And during that little phone call, he tells him to be sure not to hurt any of the UA students that are there. And Wolfram doesn't know why, but he's agreeing to this because he has no idea of what All For One is capable of. Besides, really, he has all the quirks he could ever want. And later on, they're going to meet up at the ball. All For One and says he'll be in the party. In the party while Deku waits for his friends and all. And when All For One notices what's going on, he uses his fire breathing quirk. Because remember, Sazashi Midoriya, I believe that's the legal name for Izuku's dad. The quirk he went with was fire breath, so he has to breathe fire, and he quickly escapes and lets Deku and his friends know about what's going on and how he was lucky to escape. Soldiers did end up following him, but he quickly knocked him out or stunned them with a little bit of fire breath. He was kind of surprised that his dad can use his quirk well. Remember, Deku doesn't know that his father is All For One. So, yeah, gotta know that. They then decide that the best course of action is to get all the systems back up and running, and everything goes out pretty much similarly as the movie. Only difference is All For One's there to help him out a bit. Later on, they have Mineta climb up the wall so they can get up to the next floor, and they're in the pavilion full of plants, where they are attacked by that purple Hulk person, and the guy who displaces matter, where they then meet up with Kirishima and Bakugo. And really, everything pretty much plays out similarly, only he All For One uses his fire breath. He's trying to keep as low appearance as possible, because he doesn't want to strain himself, because he's still not at top condition. So everything's going on pretty much similarly, except All For One's there helping out a little bit. They get away, and they get to the next floor, where they're attacked by drones. And All For One, they're in the computer room, and Denki is tried to stop the robots and failed, but All For One's there, so he uses a specialty move that he came up with just in case he had to use his fire breath quirk in cases like this, where he created basically flaming fiery buckshot, similarly to those explosion bullets that Bakugo came up with in Season 3. They hear him get out of there. All For One and Deku are both made floating by Uraka. All For One uses his fire breath in order to steer himself, while Deku uses some of his quirks to balance himself out and get there. Now, and this one, if I'm going to say Sword Kill is that guy with the blade hands, I'm going to say that All For One actually gave him some quirks too. And so I'm going to say he got a strength boosting quirk and a multiple arm quirk, as well as some steel skin. All For One tells Deku to go and he'll handle him. And Deku reluctantly agrees, and because Deku is still injured by Sword Kill, and All For One is not having it. He quickly knocks Sword Kill out. He doesn't want to kill him, and he quickly takes the quirks back. And then he realizes who this person is. And as he's about to say, All For One, All For One knocks him out. He decides to wipe that memory out of his mind to make sure his cover is still intact. When he meets up with Deku, Deku is captured by Wolfram and is trying to help Melissa and the doctor. All for one notices that Izuku quickly boosts out of there to get David's shield out. And Deku still fails because Wolfram still has multiple quirks, but this time he has more than just his metal manipulation and muscle enhancement. He also has a levitating quirk that allows him to basically fly, as well as cause whatever he touches is to float. And he's quick, and he manages to touch Deku and slams him into the ground as they are flying away in the helicopter. And then All Might and other heroes are freed because Melissa did get everything back up and running like normal. And All Might saves him, and while they're all celebrating, including All for One, who is pretending to be happy, or is actually happy for his son, but not so happy about All Might. And then, slam! A big metal fist actually starts crushing All Might, and it grabs David's shield. And Wolfram had put on the professor's device to boost his quirk abilities. He's now become basically a flying warship thing with all his metal muscle boosting. Basically, it's a big war zone for him. And yeah, All Might is trying his best to go for it. All for One reluctantly helps All Might out because he doesn't want to, that's the word I'm looking for, assist someone he hates the most, but he wants to look good in front of his son. Remember, All for One's been absent from his son's life for most of the years that Deku's been alive, so he's trying to make as many pleasant memories as possible, even though it's going to be heroic ones. But Deku sees how well his father uses his quirk and wonders why he didn't become a hero himself. But he brushes this off because they have to say, hey, David's shield. All Might is pushed back by Wolfram and is captured. But Deku quickly activates 100% of One for All, quickly boosting himself. And the entire time Deku's been fighting, he's been saving up impacts in his body to boost his strength even more. He frees All Might, and then it's time for the All Might and Deku Double Detroit Smash. They're running up the tower, hurrying tentacle things, pillars. They're smashing every one of them they can. Deku is absorbing impact after impact in order to make himself as strong as possible. Deku then has to put 100% in one of his arms. Same thing with All Might, only, yeah. And they both scream at the same time. Double Detroit Smash! They do have their little moment of, when all hope seems lost, look to the sky. Hi, and smile, so you can go beyond. Plus ultra! Wolfram is defeated, and after the commotion, All for One actually sneaks into Wolfram's cell to take the quirks back, and tells Wolfram, you have failed, but most importantly, you have injured my son. Wolfram is then has his memory wiped of that moment, so that he can be punished by law enforcement, because to villains, that's a fate worse than death. Everything is similar to, everything goes out pretty well. Oh, everyone's having their happy day. And they actually meet up with the rest of Class 1A, like you can see in the credit scenes. And they are also surprised to meet Deku's dad, because really, because, yeah, a lot of things. I'm going to say the reason why Deku's mother isn't there is because she had to work. And wanted to spend time with some of her lady friends. Let's just say that. And, yeah, that's basically how I think it would happen if All for One was Deku's dad. Now, I'm planning on doing something like this for each and every one of my what ifs. So if you like this video, well, let me know in the comments below. And like, comment, subscribe, and see you all later. Go beyond, plus ultra.